Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today I'd like to share my thoughts on the most recent PlayStation Showcase, which aired this past Thursday for about 40 minutes, showing off all the new PS5 games, some of which are actually coming out in a few weeks, and others coming out in a few years. And I want to start off this video by saying that I am a major PlayStation fan. I've owned all the consoles, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and still currently enjoying my PS4, having just got this in the mail, Tales of Arise, which I can't wait to start that. And I don't own a PS5 at the moment. I'm going to eventually buy one as, price hopefully goes down and as more games get released. But I have such an insane backlog of games that I can't really justify buying a new console yet until I complete the others. I mean, I just got Tales of Arise, which, are the graphics really that much different on a PS4 to PS5? I got to chip away at Trails of Cold Steel and a whole bunch of other games. So at some point I will get a PS5, but, probably not for another year or two at this point. But after watching this showcase, I am sold on one game in particular, which I can't wait to show you guys. And I really thought the show overall was pretty good. I mean, it had a lot of great reveals, some surprises, and some good stuff. So let's get right to it. The PlayStation Showcase. Check this out, too. I already got almost 3 million views. I'm recording this on Friday, so this will go up tomorrow. So it'll probably eclipse that by that point. And, usually it's a telltale sign if it gets ratioed. It didn't get ratioed at all, so people seem to really like it. And we'll start over here on their YouTube page because they actually just released the trailers in the order of release. And they started with a bang for some people with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Remake. So, Knights of the Old Republic, if I remember correctly, was an MMORPG from way back in the day that people really seem to enjoy. I never played it because I'm not a big fan of MMORPGs. The extent of that is playing RuneScape back in the day. So, people really like that, especially for the character Darth Revan. And I guess they probably expanded upon him with the EU books and all that. And he looks like a pretty interesting character, not going to lie. But honestly, I am completely burnt out with Star Wars. We all know the movies suck. The most recent movies suck. I saw the first season of The Mandalorian and thought it was okay. But I have yet to watch season 2 of The Mandalorian. And honestly don't really care. I'm happy for the people that are excited for this. And, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Just because Jedi Fallen Order, from what I understand, was a pretty well-received game as well. And that followed, I think it followed a Jedi right after Order 66. And he had to sort of mesh with the clones and all that and avoid getting captured and everything. And, the clones betrayed him eventually. It looks pretty interesting, so maybe I'll check that out at some point. But the trailer only went on for a minute, just a teaser with Darth Revan. And I'm happy for the Star Wars fans who are hyped for that. But me personally, I'm burnt out from Star Wars, so I don't know, and I don't think it will be an MMO because it's going to be a PS5 exclusive, so I would imagine it's just a story-based game. So I'll keep my eyes peeled for that. They didn't release a release date or anything like that. It's just a little teaser, so that's cool. However, the next thing they revealed is what I'm most hyped for, honestly, is I was going to say Parasite Eve. That's another game. Project Eve. And holy shit, dude, if you've been on the channel before, you guys know I'm a huge fan of fan service. And not only that, but this is an action RPG. The music's awesome. It looks fucking badass. So let's check out the trailer real quick, and I'll give you some thoughts. I'm going to show you a little bit of the beginning and then some of the combat, and we'll talk about it. So just look at that, man. So anyway, it's by this company, Shift Up. I'm going to fast forward a little bit to the combat. It reminds me a lot of Nier Automata in the way the combat is portrayed. It's an action RPG. And listen to the music. The music sounds awesome. There's blood and guts everywhere too. This is going to be rated M for sure. But I don't know, man. Something about, I don't even really know what the plot is. They're fighting these aliens and stuff. It just looks fucking cool. I mean, we got the hot waifu as the main character with her ass constantly in view with that outfit. Fighting these monsters, blood and guts, great music. Holy shit, I'm sold.
잘나신 분들은 우주로 달아나고 나가는 놈들은 이곳에
Yeah, I
버려져
guess there's aliens in like outer space. Look at these things.
여기야.
Whoa! So yeah, I'm sold on that game for sure. And I went to their website here, Shift Up, which they don't have a release date quite yet. It's just the first trailer. So I would imagine this game's not going to come out until 2022 or maybe 2023. And at that point, that's when I'll get the PS5. So yeah, look, here's like the gallery. Kind of lagging. This site kind of sucks. So character models look beautiful. The environment looks beautiful. Man, I am sold. So we had that. And like I said, that's what I'm most hyped for right now. Then we had this Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which I think that's like a spinoff from the Borderlands games. It's a shooter. I don't really care. Then we had Forspoken, which is a Square Enix game. And it just pisses me off because what the hell has happened to Square Enix? It used to be all about like Final Fantasy and games like that back in the day. And now they're doing all this woke shit. It's like the strong black woman female character. And she's out there going into this unknown world. And and the dialogue sounds cringe as hell. Oh my god, Square, what the hell is going on? Then more stuff I really don't care about. In my old age here, not that I'm really old, but I really only care about action RPGs, JRPGs, and games of story, to be honest with you. I don't like shooters or anything like that. This is hilarious to me, too. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online. This game's, I was going to say 20 years old. It's 10 years old. It's going to be on the PS8 eventually, 20 years old. And they keep re-releasing that. And also Skyrim. It's like, holy crap, how much can you milk these games for? Then Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which had this cringy-ass dialogue, and Chris Pratt, I mean, Star-Lord with the Macklemore hairdo. And again, just like how I'm burnt out with Star Wars, I'm so burnt out with Marvel MCU shit. And it's like, dude, come on now. Then we got this Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, which is a remastered collection of the Uncharted games, if I'm not mistaken. So that looks pretty cool. Gran Turismo 7. Not a big fan of racing games, but the graphics on that look amazing. And if you're a fan of racing games, I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. So I played the initial Marvel Spider-Man back in, I want to say 2019. And I got it for really cheap. I got it for 20 bucks with all the DLC included. I think there's a video on my channel of me doing a rant about like how people get screwed buying the $60 game and then buying the additional DLC when you can just wait a little bit and get the DLC included for free, which is what I did. You know, I got all the DLC of the game for 20 bucks. I played it the one time, and I did get the Platinum, but there was another bonus trophy if you beat it again on New Game Plus. And I'm like, fuck that, I'm never going to play that game again. But in most cases, unless it's a game I really enjoy, I only play through it once. And, you know, they had the Miles Morales Spider-Man, which was the launch title with the PS5. But, you know, obviously I didn't really care for that. And I think it also released on the PS4. But to my knowledge, the game was very short. It was like an 8-hour story. And I think it was scrapped DLC that they just put over another disc. So, but this trailer looks pretty cool. They teased Venom. And this game's not coming out until 2023. So that's pretty cool for fans of that. And also, another thing, I think they showed this right before the Spider-Man one, so this is a little out of order. They did a 1-minute teaser for Marvel's Wolverine, which is also being developed by Insomniac Games. And they're the same people behind the Spider-Man games. And that looks pretty cool. It's just Wolverine sitting there in a bar with like blood on his hands. And he pulls out his claws at the very end there. So that'll be cool if it's a similar game to that of Spider-Man, except from the perspective of Wolverine. I would imagine it's rated M for mature with blood and guts everywhere, and Wolverine hopefully smoking his stogie, and that should be cool. And then also, I think this was the final one, was the God of War Ragnarok. And as for God of War, I played the first 3, but fell off the series. I think people really liked the one that came out on the PS4 a few years ago. And just judging by watching this trailer, it appears that Kratos is a father and has a son there, so someone will have to let me know in the comments down below if the first God of War on the PS4 is worth checking out. And if I should check out Ragnarok as well when that comes out. But like I said, in my old age here, I'm more into JRPGs and really story-based games. So, as I said, you have games that are coming out in a few weeks. You have Death Stranding. They didn't show any of these things, but Death Stranding Director's Cut. That's a PS4 game. Lost Judgment, which is part of the Yakuza series. And as we go down here a little bit further, Far Cry 6, we knew about that one, but that's going on a bunch of different consoles. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy game is coming out on October 26th, which makes me kind of mad because Square Enix is actually doing a showcase on October 1st at the Tokyo Game Show, and they've already said they're going to show off Guardians of the Galaxy, that Forspoken game with a strong black woman character, and Stranger of Paradise Chaos, the Final Fantasy game where they want to kill Chaos. So I also imagine they're going to show up Endwalker and hopefully Final Fantasy 16. I was really hoping to see Final Fantasy 16 in this, but I can understand if Square wanted to hold it for themselves. I really hope they show something. Here's what I said again. Skyrim. Skyrim came out 10 years ago, dude. 10 years ago to the day, probably. And I think, because I go on the Best Buy site all the time looking for deals, they're selling a port of Skyrim on the Switch for like $55. What the hell is wrong with people? I still have Skyrim on my PS3. But going through more of this, holy shit, dude, they're going to re-release Cyberpunk 2077? This game being sold for like $10 now. Complete shit show. It still hasn't been fixed. Oh, I thought this was hilarious scrolling through this. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. So this is like sort of the Super Smash Brothers version of the Nickelodeon characters. And I thought this was a meme, but it's actually legit. And you got like Avatar, Cat Dog, Danny Phantom, Hey Arnold, Invader Zim, of course SpongeBob. Where's Squidward? We got SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. I might have to get this one. But you know, what really sold me with this was, I was gonna call it Parasite Eve again. That's another game. Was Project Eve, dude? This chick, she sold the game for me, man. The waifu. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What games you're most looking forward to. Like I said, I really don't typically buy games on launch. This is a rare exception. Before this one, I bought Super Mario 3D All-Stars on launch, which I regret to this day. And there's a few videos on my channel ranting about how god-awful that port is. And before that was Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I got back in 2020. And I believe that was the game of the year for 2020, in my personal opinion. And really, I just chip away at my backlog. I mean, I did a video game haul maybe a month or so ago, showing off the new games I picked up. Haven't touched any of them. Because, well, I was playing through Final Fantasy X, and then after I got the platinum, I needed to take a break just because, holy shit, all the grinding at the end, it was driving me nuts. And I didn't want to start any long games because I knew this was coming out shortly. So now that this is here, I'm going to start this and then hit the backlog eventually. So what games are you most looking forward to? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.